It's Larvae story time, and what story do we have today? Tony and Butch. Tramp had escaped from the dog catcher again. He'd taught that dog catcher who was boss. Tramp could smell wood burning in a fireplace, dinner cooking. His stomach suddenly rumbled. Escaping from the dog catcher always made him work up quite an appetite. But where should he go for dinner tonight? He usually stopped by the Schnitzels for some Wiener Schnitzels on Monday. He had corned beef and cabbage with the O'Briens on Tuesday. But what he really was craving for was some spaghetti and meatballs. So Tramp headed over to Tony's restaurant. He scratched at the back door, as was his custom. I'm coming, Tony shouted. He appeared at the door, wiping his hands on a towel. He pretended not to see Tramp, as he always did. Hey, nobody's here, Tony shouted. It must be April's Fool's Day. He pretended to think for a moment. No, it's not the first. It's not even April. It's January. Tramp couldn't take it any more. He was so hungry. He barked. Arr! Oh, there you are, Butch, my friend, said Tony. Tramp, aka Butch, jumped up and down. I'll have your dinner ready, just wait, said Tony. Relax, enjoy yourself. Tramp sat down and looked around the cluttered alleyway. This was the life. Then Tony appeared with a plate full of pasta. He had given Tramp two. No, make that three meatballs. This was quite a special night. Tony stood and chatted with Tramp as he ate his meal, telling him about his day, the late delivery of the fish, the customer who had complained that the tomato sauce was too garlicky, the trip that he and his wife were planning to take. Tramp finished eating and gave the plate one last lick. It was sparkling clean. That reminds me, said Tony. There's something I've been meaning to talk to you about. It's time you settled down and got a wife of your own. Tramp gave Tony a horrified look and began to back out of the alleyway. Tony laughed so hard that his sides shook. Goodbye, Butch, he called. But mark my words, one of these days you're going to meet a dog you can't resist. And when you do, I have a good idea. You bring her here to Tony's and a nice romantic dinner. Tramp barked thanks to Tony. He walked down the block, shaking his head. He was footloose and collar free, settled down. That was never going to happen. I hope you enjoyed that Larvae story. Please remember to share, like, and to come back tomorrow for another Larvae story. Bzz.